Kaiwanji. I'm Izzy.
And I'm Sansan.
Welcome to the Kai Podcast Show. Welcome back. What a week we freaking had, man.
Oh man, it's been a massive week.
But let me kick it off. Can I kick it off?
You can kick it off.
Can
Go.
I kick it off?
Go.
Football wins.
Football does.
Football wins.
It does.
Football wins. Bro, did you plan that?
Oh look, it's something that I sort of thought about, but I didn't expect it to go as good as what it did. To be honest. To be honest.
Because when you're on the ground and you can't really hear, because there's so much feedback from the stadium, so you don't really know what they said.
Yeah.
And so I was like standing there and I was watching you talk, and then everyone started cheering, and I was like, all right, this bloke said something pretty good. And then I like checked Instagram after, and it said quotation marks, football wins, Sonny Walter. I was like, this bloke. Yeah. I went back and rewatched it, and I was like, that's a mic drop moment.
I think it was something that, when they did get me up there just to have a word, obviously being the captain, which is a huge honour, to go up there and say a few words. And obviously, when you think about it, the whole week and everything that was within that game, being Fremantle, being the All-Stars, being here in Perth, the turnout we had, not only for the game, but also the captain's run, how many Indigenous and multicultural people and non-Indigenous and everyone that came there to support that and support the game within itself was massive. And, the only thing I could finish with was the only right thing to say, which is footy wins for sure.
So that just came to you?
Yeah, it did. It came to me just naturally, like on the spot. Like when it does come to speaking and all that sort of stuff, I like to go off the cuff, and I like to just, I don't know, make it up on the go, because I think that's where most of the real true feelings come from.
Yeah, I was jerking. When I was in the video, I was in cramps.
But you have been you've been busy. You've been busy.
Man, all I can say is
cricket, all sorts of things.
Yeah, man, I'm just happy to play my role. Like the small piece. Like I know it's not about that, but be able to have that sort of aspect in footy, man, that was unbelievable, man. I remember doing an interview at halftime, and I'm like yarning to, I think it was Colleen Hayward, and so I've got her around my arm and we're talking and yarning. And I asked her a question, and while she's talking, I looked at the camera, and Cyril's standing on the other side of the camera, and I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, holy shit, and then I just kept yarning with her, and I was just like, I just didn't expect to see that many fellas there,
But that's what I mean, man. Like that whole week, what it produced, along with fans and all that sort of stuff, like I keep going on about, but the footy royalty that was in town,
so good,
Michael Longs, Mickey O'Loughlin, Cyril Rioli, who a lot of people probably wouldn't have seen in a while, let alone the AFL as well.
Yep, Majo McLean, man, he's the one who wrote me a letter before the game, which was a 2-pager. Because I was going out there to captain, and it was one of those letters where I still got it at home now, so I'm keeping it, and it's one of those things I'm gonna hold and cherish for a long time. But for those players that come along and to watch the game, but also being the type of caliber players, people they are, and what they've done for the game, for them to come and show support to us is incredible. And a credit to the AFL and Paulie Vandenberg, Paulie Vandenberg well, and Tanya Hosh, who's a big speaker for the Indigenous and multicultural players in the AFL. What they've done to get this game going and also make sure the camp was a huge success and hopefully ongoing as well. And we don't wait 10 years. A huge credit goes to them. Bro, it was just it was electric. Like the whole build up. I can only imagine how you would feel. One, playing and captaining it. You would have had a bit of a build up towards it.
Oh man, the whole week was just incredible. From going to Guildford to speak to some of the kids in some of those schools, and then also just the way we bonded. And I spoke about it before. You can put all those Indigenous players into a room, and they haven't seen each other in years. We just feed off that. We just feed off each other's energy. We have laughs nonstop, to the point where we got a barber in the hotel room, and he stayed there till about 12 o'clock at night just to make sure the boys look fresh. So, I mean, the whole experience was just a tick of the box moment. It's something that was a huge success, and the AFL, please don't wait 10 years. Or don't even wait 5 years for that to happen again, because what you're doing is you're inspiring and you're making sure the next generation of kids have that bond with each other forever.
Yeah, forever, man. Even like to stand there and hear the crowd go off as players ran out. Like when I was announcing the names and stuff, I was standing in front of the tunnel. As soon as I said Bobby,
it was like I had to pause for a second, and it kind of messed up on the screen, and I had the dude in my ears like, you got to say the next name, and I was like, I think the next name was either Shay or Callum.
No, Shay.
It was Shay.
Yeah.
And then I was like listening for it, and I was like, we got to go back. You got to like put the slide back because the crowd is that loud and getting. Oh, it was huge. It was awesome.
Man, and I was the same too. It was definitely a pinch me moment because I'm standing there and I'm. Before the game, we're doing warm-ups, and then just before we're getting ready to run out, I called all the boys in, get in a circle, and let's speak about, you know, the whole week that we had together, the bond we had, and let's not make sure that this is the last time that we speak. Let's make sure it's an ongoing thing because this is going to be a memory forever, and especially for myself. I'm not sure if I'm ever going to play in that game again and whether I'm going to be a part of that camp, but I wanted to make sure that was a moment that we stopped, looked around at each other, and, you know, be proud of what we're there to achieve together because, like I said, man, being here in Perth, it was a huge success. The crowd, everything involved, it was first class run by the AFL.
It was like I said it at the dinner as well. It's black excellence at its finest. Like there was nothing really like it before, where we've got Indigenous superstars, you know, not only from you know here in Yolngu country, all over the country, you know, playing, but then you've got Aboriginal photographers, you know, you've got little dumbass MCs like myself being able to talk, you know, you've got people that work behind the scenes in the footy media, all coming together. It was like the Avengers coming together, you know what I mean? Like everyone from so many aspects, like even Halim, we talk about Halim and the great work he does and the recognition he's got just from being there, being a black fella and showing up. Unbelievable. Man.
Oh man, it's unreal, and like you said, with everything around it. So it's not just the players out there. It's everything that's behind closed doors that's happening. Like I keep going on about the AFL and what they've done to be able to give these photographers a huge opportunity to go out there and put themselves on a platform, make sure they get the right pictures for themselves and their careers.
Yep.
But then also, give them an opportunity to go out there, Optus Stadium, on one of the biggest games, and it felt like it was absolutely a final. It was weird. There was almost 40,000 people there, but man, you got to realize 38,000. Man, you got to realize like that's, you know, some of the players wouldn't have even probably played in front of a crowd like that, and there's something that from both teams as well, not just the All-Stars, but also Freo as well. Some of those first-year players and second-year players who didn't really get the opportunity to go out there and be able to play in front of a packed house or a crowd like that is just. Man, it's a pinch yourself moment, and it's a moment that I would love to have again and again and again because the euphoria that you get from that and the excitement you get from that is just huge.
Yeah, it would have been crazy, even in front of like legends that you watched growing up, standing there for you, like supporting you as a you know young Indigenous kid. Not only to meet a legend like that, but to play in front of a legend like that. That's crazy. When you know like this is what it's about.
It's crazy. Mickey O'Loughlin, who I know quite well, my dad knows well, and he knew my dad when he was younger as well from South Australia. But I remember I went for a coffee in the morning, the Saturday morning, and who comes strolling down the road with his backpack on? Mickey O'Loughlin. And man, for me, I just chucked the wave. Say, Mickey, chuck the wave. Bang, he comes straight across the road, straight up to me, gave me a hug, it was those relationships that also last forever because these types of players are the ones that paved the way for us, but then they're also genuine. They really want the best for you, and they never ever forget where they come from, regardless of, like I said before, you know, regardless of how long in between drinks or in between chats. Whenever you catch up and meet again, it's like you haven't even left. So it's something that I always remember.
And just like some of those players, those great players, out of all their achievements, all their like premierships, everything they've done in their careers, their highlights are always with the boys playing in the Indigenous All-Stars.
Oh, bloody hell.
That's still one of the, you know, I think it was one of the oldies that we had on the panel said like that's the highlight of my career. Like no matter what I've achieved, is that bond can never be broken.
Fuck man, I'm getting goosebumps. I mean like man, I keep going on about it. Like it's one of those moments one of those games that I always want to go back to because, like I said before, man, we spent 3 or 4 days together, but we had cultural meetings. We just got to hang out, have laughs, got haircuts together.
And you guys had a big family dinner
so we had
as well?
Family dinners, man. Like it was one of those things. Like at the back end of my career, when I see these boys playing, and maybe even the next All-Star camp, I'll probably be done by then. And it's one of those things. It's like, all right, I had my opportunity and I played with those boys.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
who knows?
With those two up there, like,
man,
you know, all three of you on the same team. There's like, without the All-Star game, like that. Like honestly, that doesn't line up.
That doesn't happen.
That doesn't happen.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So without the All-Stars, and that's why I'm so happy that it happened. And 2013, 2015, got pipped at the line. I was injured leading into it. I was a week out from the game and ended up doing hamstrings and calves. And this is one of the things before my career ended. Obviously you want to win a premiership as well, but to represent your culture, to play with players that you admired. Young players that are, role models and, top tier players of this competition, to be able to go out there, play with them is just incredible. And goosebump moments because they went out there and they set the absolute stadium alight. For me to get the opportunity to go out there with them, but then also the captain, is a huge feather in my cap. But at the same time, my one thing that I always wanted to do was get back there and play with Brad. Play with Bobby, play with Charlie Cameron, and I shouldn't have started naming names because you always want to miss someone. Now you feel like you have to name the whole team, but also X as well. Give him a huge shout out, Xavier Clark. Someone that's been in the system a very long time, and I know for a fact one of these days he's going to get his opportunity to be able to be that senior coach that he's aiming to be, and that he deserves because. The way he conducted himself and went about it with press conferences, the way he spoke in front of the group showed that real care. He's definitely a senior coach in the near future for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. And man, you should have heard the crowd when I said, because you know how he's got the captain's name at like very last.
Yeah,
bro. When I said your name, because you've got both crowds just cheering for you, like far out. The sound just bounced around the whole arena.
Yeah, it's crazy because I think at the time when you were doing that, we're sort of in the warm-ups. So you don't really get opportunity to soak that in, which, running out was unreal. I soaked that in as much as I could because, like I said, it could be the last time and it's my first time as well. But it was such a huge moment for me. But at times too, especially in that second half when I wasn't playing the second half, I got to sit on the bench and got to really sit back and just feel the emotion and feel the sense of pride, not only for myself, but for the entire group as well, the coaching staff and everyone that was there. Man, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. Like, bro, we could sit here and go on because like there was so much that happened. Like, when you got like Jai Simpkins' goal, and then when he talked about why he did the thumbs up and his pop wanted him to give him a thumbs up. Like, I rewatched that back and I started tearing up because we know how close family is and that and. You just see Bobby, Willie all get around him afterwards. And that's something that, would sit close with him throughout his whole career.
Oh, man. And that's the beauty about football is it brings everyone together, but it's also more than football. I'm
going to tear up now. Like, they just
it's also more than footy, man. Like we're out there and I played because I want to be a role model. Early days, maybe in my career, I wanted to play just to for the accolades and all that sort of stuff. But that soon weared off when you realise that you're also there for a bigger purpose, which is the next generation, being a role model, showing that no matter where you're from, because everyone's got different sort of upbringings and all that sort of stuff, hard times, easy times, looked after, not looked after. But football is that shining light or that thing that keeps you on the right path and able to forge a career. And that goes not only football, but any sport, netball, basketball. And us Indigenous players, we play all sorts of sport. So that's the beauty about sport. I love it.
Yeah, it would have. And having kids would have played a little bit of a factor in that because then you kind of look at what's really important.
Oh,
and then
exactly.
It's like, all right, this is actually this is life. This is what's important. Footy's just, whatever happens next, it's still got your heart and soul and you put everything into it. But it kind of puts things into a little bit more of a perspective. Right?
Yeah, well, there's other things too. It's like, you're only one injury away from retirement too. So you've got to think about life outside of footy.
Whether you go into podcasting,
whatever it may be, talking shit on a podcast. But to be honest, man, football is that vehicle that can lead you down all sorts of different paths. You can network with a lot of different people. People love football. And when you make it to the highest level or wherever, just enjoy it and try and network as much as you can. Because like I said, it's a vehicle that can help you out in the long run.
Yeah, and I love that. Like we said before, you can see that you don't just have to be a player. Like you can be a part of the game, whether it's behind the camera, whether it's commentating, whether it's
umpiring.
Umpiring.
We need some more Indigenous umpires. Is what we need. Goal umpires, boundary umpires, field umpires.
Yep.
That's one area that we're lacking. And if you enjoy that sort of stuff, try it out.
Why not try go to that next level and do it? Why put in the hours of work. Talk, like you said, talk. Network, show your face, show up. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it's all about. It must have been real weird for you because you guys played not everyone says how talented the boys are, naturally gifted and all this stuff. You boys work freaking hard on the field. You guys were laughing, having fun and all that. But when it was time to tackle and pressure, you guys was hitting them. But it must have felt weird for you being a Freo boy. But you guys, I was watching Bobby defensively run through the middle, ran hard, hit a contest, kept running onto his player and that sort of stuff. You could easily jog, let it go. This game doesn't really, it doesn't go towards the season, but far out, you played hard, man.
I tell you right now, we were there to win. Yeah. We were there to win. And obviously, being Indigenous All-Stars, you do have a strong connection to community and you want to make sure you go out there and represent your culture to the best of your ability. And like you said, some of those players, man, the stuff that they were doing, throughout the game, I was like, boys, can we just slow it down a little bit?
Yeah.
Just so I can catch up so I can get a kick as well. There's no need to just keep going fast, but it is what it is, the only game plan and the only game style we went out there with was pressure. Pressure the hell out of the game and, we get the ball back, let the instincts take over and just go, just really enjoy it. But we also have to go through the gears as well. Man, they were going, and when it was their turn to go, they fucking went.
Oh yeah.
And I'm there at the back trying to catch them.
Yeah.
So I just want to kick. I'm so happy I kicked the goal within that game. But man, I'd love to be able to kick some more if I could keep up. These legs just couldn't keep up with them.
And legs couldn't keep up with them.
These little legs couldn't keep up.
Well, you're still in preseason.
Yeah, but those boys are too.
Yeah. And I was like, bro, do you realize there's that shot of you celebrating the goal, and then you've got Willie on your right, and you've got Liam on your left. So, look from an Eagles supporter, you look at that, and it's that's 2018 Eagles right there. That's a great era for our club. Maybe not so much now, but that's a great era for our club. Obviously, that natural playing against you all the time. And then for them to be on the same team, not only celebrate you and your goal and you see how fired up you are, but them to get around that it's like a freaking storybook ending, man.
Yeah, we look at that photo in particular, and I've got that as my wallpaper because it's something that...
It's a tardy photo.
I don't know, it's a good photo, but it's a story around that because obviously early days I went through my troubles and getting sent back and everyone doubting you and everyone this and that, and I still copping it now within media or within... the social
mob, mob,
man, and it's crazy because I just want to go out there and just have fun with my football. It's my last couple of years. I want to go out there and I feel like I still got a lot to give, and a lot of people doubt you because of age and because of whatever. But that photo is special to me because each one of us have been through our own sort of struggles, whether that's Willie, Liam, just recently, and being being crucified for all the stuff that's also happened there. But that's a powerful photo because it shows that no matter what it is you go through, that you can always get back to playing the best footy you can play, and also you're a role model. It shows that we're all human. We do make mistakes, and no one's perfect, regardless of who you are. No one's perfect, and that photo resonates a lot with me. And and like I said,
you got your brothers there.
Well, no, that's the thing. And football, the excitement and the smiles that it brings is something you can't buy. So that's why you see a lot of players get emotional because that's the brotherhood. That's your friends forever. You're indebted to your mates, and you're with them each and every day. You train hard with them. You go through the ringer with them. Injuries. You go through all that sort of stuff. And that was just a powerful moment and a powerful photo, and hence why it's my wallpaper.
Was there anyone that sort of surprised you, that maybe you wanted to maybe you went in with wanting to watch someone, how they prepare or whatever, or, you know, how they go about business, is there anyone that sort of surprised you on the side?
Horn Francis.
Yeah?
Obviously, you see the sort of player he is out in the field, and he's one player that I sort of sat back and watched, and I sort of told him, man, after the game that I've really enjoyed the way you go about it, really enjoyed the way you play, but there's no doubt he plays the way he plays because of his professionalism around too. He makes sure his body's right, and just the little things like always asking questions, and he doesn't say too much, but at the same time you can see he leads with his presence, and that's something that a lot of players has to realise is that sometimes you don't have to say everything. You don't have to be the one with the strongest voice or anything like that. You can lead in your own unique way, but you just got to find that. And I feel like Horn Francis is one of those players that I really enjoyed watching and really enjoyed playing alongside. And the other thing is like without this All-Stars game, I may never have got that opportunity to really sit back and really enjoy his side of his game because I just wouldn't have known about it. So. And I keep saying thanks to the AFL for that because, it's one of those things that, the next time I play against them,
we've got that connection.
We've got that connection. We've got that bond, and I can have a good yarn to him after games as well.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Like you can obviously tell he's still freaking buzzing from the weekend, man. Like. And
it's crazy.
And these, bloody hell, they look beautiful. So this is your game worn? Is this the
That's
one you wore?
That's my game worn, yep. Number on the back, everything. I'm not sure if that went to the wash. It looks pretty clean.
It's still got a couple stains on it.
Even though I played a half. But 4 kicks, 1 goal, not bad.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
I'll take it.
Nah, man, it was good.
Yeah, I'm proud of that jersey. I'll definitely be getting it framed and hanging it up in my theatre room, I reckon.
That's going to the pool room.
Straight to the pool room.
Straight to the pool room. Oh, no, that's it.
That was it, man. But I just want to say, keep doing your thing because, man, you're starting to build a brand for yourself. You're starting to get out there. And if anyone's got some other jobs for my man Izy, don't be afraid to just message in. Message in. Get him on it because, man, honestly, I'm not even pissing in your pocket, man. What you're able to achieve with, with everything you're doing at the moment, with the podcast, with your public speaking and all that sort of stuff, man, it's credit to you because you're putting yourself out there. You're not being you're not being embarrassed to go out there and do what you got to do. You're taking it within your stride, and that's what it is. A lot of people are going to give you these opportunities. You just got to take them, make the most of it. You fuck up and you make mistakes along the way. Who cares? Just get back on the horse and just keep riding, brother.
That's it, man. I appreciate that.
Don't get emotional, but
I'm not getting emotional. I'm trying not to, but no, I mean it. See, you got me stuttering like a dumbass now.
You are.
No, like a dumbass stuttering like me. But no, it was like a huge opportunity. I'd never in my career thought that I'd be able to do something like that. Obviously, doing the Scorchers games, had a little bit of practice there, and then Dave Berry, great bloke, does the Freo games as well. He's someone I pretty much called up straight away.
Yeah.
And he was like, bro, just he gave me some great advice, but mainly it was around just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in you. I know I've seen your work. You've got what it takes. And then, to be able to do that as a footy fanatic, a big footy fan, that's something like I could only dream of doing.
Yeah. And
so,
well, he's spot on with the be yourself because no one wants to see a generic robot.
Yeah.
Everyone else I find in media, it's no disrespect, but I feel like a lot of them are sort of the same. Mm-hmm. You just need to be raw, need to be different, need to be yourself. Yeah. And I think being yourself is, sometimes it can be bad, but more than likely it's going to work in your favour as long as you're genuine and you don't change. And that's something that I feel like throughout my career I've tried to work on is not change regardless of whether I'm in football, away from football. I feel like, I'm approachable and anyone can come up to me and it's worked pretty good in my favour so far. I just keep making sure that you understand that and
I
the world's your oyster.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it heaps too. And I've got to give you your flowers as well for not only in the footy side but what you brought onto the podcast as well. I think that created a little bit of a resume for myself as soon as they said, oh yeah, you do a podcast with Sonny and stuff. So I was able to get my name and the podcast name a little bit out there. So like, all right, this guy he just doesn't talk shit. He does some other stuff as well. And then like when Desi rang me up and said, come and do the dinner.
Which was unreal, by the way.
That was really good.
It was really good, and a lot of footy royalty was there too. Mm-hmm, and how'd you find that? But were you a little bit embarrassed? Were you nervous leading into it?
First, I was wondering how the hell did Desi get my number? Because he called me and he was like, "Hey, Desi," yeah? And I was like, "Who?" And he's like, "Des Edlin."
He'll find you. He'll find you.
I was like, "Why?" I was like, "How are you calling me right now?" So then he was like, "Yeah, no, I want you to come and host it. Like that'll be wicked for Peridium." And then so went there, was able to host, and got to interview, obviously yourself, Liam Ryan, Malachi Champion, Tyler Brock, and then all those other legends that was able to come along with. I don't think obviously we would want to get all of them on the podcast, at one at a time or all together, but to be able to do that in one night on stage, like that was unreal, but a full circle moment as well, because Uncle Andy Cracker was there.
Yeah.
And he's a big motivator in why I do what I do. Like the Footy Means Business trip, we went on that, went into Channel 7, and he got me to open up quite a bit and be myself in front of the camera. So be able to, like, on the flip side of that, 10 years later, to be able to give him his flowers, interview him on stage, talk footy amongst a live audience, sing a little bit of country here and there. Like, it was a beautiful night, man.
Yeah, you got the crowd singing. Yeah. You had a few jokes. Yeah. That's something that, because I was sitting back and we didn't do the podcast, or we haven't done an episode in a while. Mm-hmm. And then just to see the improvement within your public speaking and all that sort of stuff, and then you're adding jokes and you're doing this and you're singing songs. Yeah. I don't know, man. I was sitting there and I was like, while I had a mouthful of steak, I was like, this bloke's actually fucking improved.
Doing all right.
He's doing all right for himself. So, nah. But once again, I just wanted to give you your flowers. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep enjoying it.
Yes, sir.
Keep having fun.
And I'm practicing FIFA, and my FIFA's getting better.
Well, you need it. Need it.
I know I need it.
You and Brad should go and help each other out, because Brad stayed at my house last week for a whole week, and I smoked him in FIFA. He beat me once this one night. Yeah. Then he goes, all right, I'm off to bed. I said, no, you get back here, because he's just talking. I said, no, get back here and play one more time. He goes, no, you're only as good as your last game. Messaged Mickey Colbung, jumped on the group thing and goes, oh, Mick, can you just tell Sunson that you're only good as your last game? Which pissed me right off, because I went to bed and I was like, maybe I should just go on.
Was you actually wild? Was you like...
I was wild, man. I was going to boot that door down and I was going to just... I wanted to drag him out or put a pillow over his head. One of the two, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to do something to him, but... Brad, that's the personality he is. Someone that I really enjoyed playing again with.
Would have brought back a lot of good memories and a lot of fun times. Would have been pretty nostalgic being able to play with your brother again.
It was funny, man, and because he's always himself and he just keeps doing what he does,
Yeah.
So that's unreal.
Nah, it's all good, man. It's all good. So, what's the next couple of weeks looking like for you?
Back in the training, back at the club now. Getting ready for... We got Inch Club this week, getting ready for Melbourne next week.
Yep.
And then obviously we got the week off, and then we'll take on Geelong down in Geelong. So looking forward to it. Footy season's back.
Footy's back,
and I hope everyone's going to enjoy it. Hopefully it's a good year. We put in the hard yards over the summer, so feeling pretty good, feeling fit, feeling ready. And I just got to come down from the huge high that I had from the All-Star game.
Ride it. Stay up there, man. Ride it all year.
Bro, don't say that, because I will ride it all year. Because I'll be calling myself Skipper non-stop. I'll be walking to the club, just call me captain. But it's something that I've really enjoyed. AFL, thank you again. Paulie Vandenberg, Tanya Hosh, yourself, everyone involved. Thank you.
Thank you, Mob. See you at the next episode.